Welcome to the show. Week 10 scores and upsets. The BELLACINO'S Player of the Week, McCowan from Grundy, will pay us a visit. Coach Doug Hubbard from Honaker will also stop by tonight. Big talk, commitment in high school football. The top 5, find out who jumped out, who jumped in. Twin Valley versus Hurley and Grayson and Galax are games of the week. Stump the Crig, all this and more tonight on After the Whistle. Gentlemen, welcome to episode 12 After the Whistle. How was everybody's week?
It was awesome. I can't even remember what I did this weekend.
Cowboys didn't play this week, so
that's
it was
good.
good.
Is that bad?
You can't remember what you did, that's not good.
Oh, yeah, I went to Pigeon Forge. Is where I went.
Good
My
for you.
father-in-law's birthday.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I've got that.
All right.
All right, everything's ready to go. Pistols all fired up, ready to work here tonight.
Yeah, they'll probably run out.
We'll probably have some technical difficulties. If we do, there won't be nothing out of the ordinary. We're going to look at Week 10 scores and talk about them for a few minutes. So, Coach Krieger, go ahead and start us out.
Well, let me look here. The first game that we had on here is Fort Chiswell at Graham. And, guys, Graham and Coach Palmer's rode 41-10. I mean, they're playing some pretty good football right now.
G-Man is rolling.
They're scoring some points anyway.
I broke my hat in this week. Wore it. Bandwagon hat, got it on this week. And that was a little bit surprising score to me. I actually thought Fort might play a little tighter the way they played a few other games, but Graham rolling.
All right, next game we have Lee at John Battle. And guys, it was John Battle 20, Lee 14. Lee still trying to sniff out that win.
John Battle improved to 5-4 and pretty much locked up a playoff berth for that win. So that's a big win for them. Congratulations to the Trojans. Lee High seems to be going in the wrong direction at the end of the year.
I don't know if John Battle wanted that locked up.
Well, one thing about it, it's not a long trip, so they don't have to worry about that.
All right, next game, guys, we have Gate City at Wise Central.
No, sorry, we're not picking.
And guys, it's still, I mean, Wise went for 2, made it 22-21, won the game.
Big Luke, man, he sent the field goal team out. I said, man, come on, you got nothing to lose. But he told me, he said, I was going to run a fake field goal, but I didn't like the way they lined up. So he called them back off and went for 2, man, and got it. Good win for Wise.
Yeah, that's a big win for Luke and Elm's team, and another loss for Gate City. And I think, guys, I read in the paper the next day on Friday, or it might have been Monday, I can't remember my days. Akers has resigned as football coach at Gate City High School.
He has, and I heard that the search is already...
Well, they ain't going to have to look far. It's in his building or down at Rye Cove, so they can take their pick.
The search is on. Well, you know, there's a lot of politics involved in that, you know, House Right not getting the job the last time. Let's just be blunt about it.
Guys, man, hey, I seen Gate City on the field, and when they come out of the locker room, I was like, gee whiz, man. They have some good-looking kids up front, and they play hard up front. And, you know, Wise just, they squeaked out the win, but I thought it was going to be tough sledding for Wise, but they pulled it out.
Well, Crabtree played pretty well.
He did.
30 yards rushing, 31, something like that. So.
Yeah, he did.
Well, that's a good win for Wise, and woes continue for Gate City.
I got a feeling the change is coming, though.
Change?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to pull a tester. It's coming.
Yeah, Tester's been saying that all year. What's the final record?
1-9.
9.
They improved, man.
They improved, yeah. Okay. All right.
Ridgeview at Pike Central.
I predicted that one.
Ridgeview big.
Yeah, what was this y'all was saying?
Well, whatever. Hey, I was just doing locker room material.
Yeah, well, I was.
Bulletin board material.
You get on a bus, you go to Kentucky. I mean, like I said, I thought they'd be 14 in the hole when they got there, but
Ridgeview 47, Pike Central 14.
Well, you know, Rick Mullen's gonna have him ready to play after that loss. I mean, come on.
Well, they definitely did. So we might have to get the Kool-Aid back out.
Y'all drinking the Graham or the Ridgeview? Which one? Is it
I'm
half
having a cup of both right now.
Oh, all right.
All right, guys. Lebanon at Richlands. Richlands 52, Lebanon 18.
Mance he took that out. He took that all the frustration out on Lebanon.
Lebanon, Race Moore had 2 touchdown passes, I think, and who else was it? Trey Brown, 3 rushing touchdowns for Richlands. Pretty much expected outcome that game. letting another team facing the numbers battle.
All right, Virginia High at Marion, guys. Virginia High 27, Marion 12. Not a surprise there. We even said it might be a little close being at Marion, and no, I guess that's close if you.
I think it's gonna come down to Marion and Wise getting in that 8 seed, isn't it, on, after this week?
And Wise plays Grundy, and who's Marion play?
I don't know who they play.
I have it
Not for
listed.
sure, but
Well, the thing
I
about
think
that,
Marion may have to lose for Wise to get in, though.
the thing about that, it kind of, I guess, it appeared that Virginia High was kind of on the skids, and then Marion had a couple of good games there, and it looked like maybe they had all the momentum, but Virginia High seemed to rebound.
All right, guys. Next one is Honaker at Northwood. Honaker rose, guys, 62-23. Northwood still, I mean,
Numbers game, and matter of
they
fact, if I'm not
struggle
mistaken,
a little bit.
if I'm not mistaken, I think was it Northwood, the coach resigned.
Yes, and that's what I said. Another after a loss, coach resigned, and Northwood still has one more game left. And I think Coach Prater has taken over the duties.
I think the circumstances may have been health related, but I'm not going to get into that. But it is kind of a shocking announcement here toward the end of the season.
All right, I bring it up here.
What was the final on that?
62-23.
So Coach Hubbard and the Tigers rolling. They may sneak up on somebody in this.
And me and Coach Church was talking about that today. If they're in there at that 6th seed, they could easily be in the finals, beating, playing Norton and advancing. All right, next game would be Rye Cove at J.I. Burton. J.I. Burton 41, Rye Cove 0. No surprise there.
Not a surprise.
Not a surprise there. All right, we got East Side at Holston.
Surprise.
No, well, I
Really,
picked them,
but-
Oh,
boy.
come on, no, you
Not
didn't.
really.
No, wait a minute.
I picked East Side.
Oh, yeah.
I picked East Side.
Oh, the East Side's gonna come along, I'm telling you.
And they're one team
I'm
that can
telling you,
beat
one
anybody
team.
in this region.
No, besides Chilhowie.
Besides Chilhowie.
now.
But if they ain't
Come-
beat none of them.
They could, is what I'm saying. But Holston, hey,
They could.
Holston spanked them, I think.
They
Let
beat-
me
hey,
go
hold
find
on. East Side is beat-
52-36.
right. But East Side has beat the what? 3 seed or 4 seed, Thomas Walker? And they're sitting at 8.
Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about that later
Oh,
on.
okay.
This is the first winning season since 2013, so congratulations to Holston. That's the first winning season they've had in a while.
Good job.
And it was
Coach
impressive.
Grayson.
Impressive win.
Emory people don't waste no time.
All right.
All right.
Next game.
Thomas Walker at Twin Springs. Thomas Walker 35, Twin Springs 12. Nick Johnson wins again. Looks like he's going to finish 4th or 5th.
Nick Johnson was preparing for J.I. Burton that game.
Is that what he was doing?
You said that.
I said
You did
that.
say
He didn't say that, but I
You
said
said
that.
that. Zach Kidwell, 2 touchdown passes for Pioneers and win over Twin Springs. So it's gonna be I think Twin Springs, no, they're not open this week. They're playing.
No, they're playing John I. Burton. All right, next game we got Abingdon at Union. And the Falcons win 35-17. And I think Union turned the ball over, if I'm not mistaken, like 8 times or
I heard
5
it,
times.
I didn't see it, but I heard
They-
some problems with the snap.
I didn't see it either, but I heard they fumbled 8 times, 5 to 8 times. I can't remember, but shoot.
What about Abingdon? I mean, we focus on 1A, 2A, but maybe it's something maybe we need to look at next year, how we maybe just do all area or something like that, because Abingdon, I mean,
They should win.
yeah.
The numbers, but
Yeah, they should, but still, yeah, those two impressive.
Which I'm surprised at beating Union like that, but when you're turning the ball over, it don't matter who you are.
That's true. You couldn't even coach them.
No, absolutely
I'm
not.
worried about Union heading into the playoffs. Struggling like,
They better find something. All right, guys, we have Tazewell Bulldogs 22. Well, no, at Grundy, and it was Grundy. What was it? 36
22.
to 22, and it was 22-6 at halftime, I think.
30 unanswered points. Houdini showed up.
Boys, I told you. Boys, I ain't even gonna yell in the microphone this week about Tazewell's defense.
Just
I'm not. Tazewell's defense is still at Hurley in the mud.
Stuck in the mud over the cliff. Pfizer, 282 yards rushing. Broke David Scammell's record, so congratulations to David Pfizer. School record.
David Pfizer. Congratulations, David Pfizer.
Gabe.
Good
job, David Pfizer.
Good job, David. David Scammell's school record was 2,077 rushing yards, and you know Scammell.
A little bit.
A little bit. You've been around him.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he can tell you, boys, what he had each game and how many carries he had.
That's all right. Tester over here.
Hurt his soul, I bet, when he's seen that.
2,183 yards rushing so far for Gabe on the season. But what about 30 unanswered points? Grundy down 22-6, come back and win this.
Well,
Man,
does that shock you?
No, don't shock me.
That's what gives up 50 a game.
Well, guys, I was at the game.
Grundy had some part night.
I was at the game and watching Tazewell in the first series. You know, and Grundy runs that toss. They're toss. There was nobody setting the edge at Tazewell on the first series at all. And, you know, they looked like their DMs they were a little bit confused. I don't know what they were confused about, but they went down and scored easy. Second series, third series, Tazewell adjusted, started stopping the sweep a little bit, started throwing the ball on Grundy, went up 22-6 throwing the football, and then
Never throwed it again.
They never throwed it anymore. I don't know. You know, then I watched at halftime the body language out of the locker room. Grundy came out ready to play, fired up. Tazewell walked out of the locker room like they was ready to cash it in. And I knew from there on it was going to be a long night for Tazewell.
Tazewell's down a few players. I know that probably played a role in them maybe not performing up to par.
Here we go, making excuses. If it ain't the field being muddy, it's the players not
Well,
playing.
I don't know why they didn't have the players. I'm just saying they're down some players.
I seen one of their linebackers wasn't there. I think it was linebacker number 50. I think I didn't see him in the game. I don't know where he was, but you know, I don't know. But they looked like some people was missing on defense.
Well, hopefully
Yeah, I'm sure they were missing. They've been missing for.
All right, well, let's stop talking about this much.
Lord have mercy.
But anyway, hats off to Grundy for fighting to come back 22-6 and came out of the locker room ready to roll.
Boys, they come out of that locker room and guess what? Run that sweep. Toss.
Yep, there you go. All right, is that it? Is it Coach Game Moore?
Game of the week, Patrick Henry at you high. And they kept it under 30, Coach Tester.
Who called that?
What did he keep at 25?
Yeah.
She'll have 3 starters out on defense too.
Who called it? Who called it?
Well, hey, I said 30 points. That's the number 2 seed right now in 1A.
I'm gonna open up 800 tip line.
Number 2 seed in 1A. And I said nobody can play within 30 points at Chill-Howey in 1A. In Region
With their
D.
full team.
In Region D. But they had 3 starters out on defense too.
So is that like getting stuck in the mud?
Oh man, that's
Yeah, that's not people out.
Hey,
Injury prone.
But Coach Palmer did.
Coach
Palmer
Palmer
played. He come to play.
Third quarter's really when Chill-Howey pulled away. Come out in the second half, and I think it's about a 65-yard drive to kind of give him some cushion there. But you know, Patrick Henry was game all night. I tell you,
I think the Brown kid was running on him all over.
this could be a really good. This could be a really good motivating tool for Coach Palmer.
Well, at least Sanchez, did he have to play the whole game this week?
He may have.
He ain't played a full game yet, and I think he has, what, 1,400 yards
Yeah, on about,
or something?
on about 38 carries.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's it.
All right, real quick, let's do our mentions. We'd like to thank our sponsors at this time: Freedom Wireless, BELLACINO'S Pizza and Grinders, Grundy Auto Sales, Hurley IGA, Hurley Pharmacy, Express Print Pack and Ship, Hurley Community Pharmacy, CarQuest Auto Parts, Wooden Horse Grill, Buchanan Pharmacy Associates, Plaza Economy Drug, Buchanan General Hospital, and Buchanan Therapy Services. I'd like to thank those sponsors for helping make this show possible. All right, gentlemen, it's time for a Big Talk segment. Each week at this time, we have a Big Talk segment where we will hash it out, talk about a few things. It's brought to you by the Wooden Horse Grill, located in Hurley. It's open Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 9. Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10. The Wooden Horse Grill has home-cooked meals, smoked and grilled steaks, ribs, and more on the weekends. They're open late after ball games. And as I tell you every week, they've got food good enough to make you tongue want to slap your brains out. You need to stop in and check it out, especially if they got some of their specials over there. You never know what's going on. They may have Japanese night or something like that over there. They have all kinds of really neat promos that they do. So stop by and check out the folks at Wooden Horse Grill. All right, our topic this evening, Wooden Horse Grill. Our topic is commitment in high school football. And basically what we mean by commitment in high school football, well, is the commitment there the way it once was years ago?
No.
No.
All right, on to our next segment. No, just kidding. So why do you guys say that? I know you say it because you know it.
It's the only thing that's not easy anymore. That's like we talked about earlier.
It's best quote all year
for the kids, and especially if you're not winning.
Exactly.
If you're not winning, and it's easy for a kid to go home. It's easy for a parent to blame a coach. Just a lot of factors roll in, but I think it just boils down to commitment, grit of the kids and generation.
You know, people. We talked earlier in the year about football. You know, declining and changing and stuff. I can only imagine what it would look like 20, 50, 75 years from now if football was no longer a sport.
It wouldn't bother nobody.
Well, I don't think.
It'd bother us.
It wouldn't bother. What I'm talking about is the character of young men. I think it's a tool that's been used for years to help develop character and teach discipline, teach the merits of hard work and never quitting, never giving up.
Well, it don't go to all the kids that's playing football, but most of the kids in the team concept's not hardly there. Like, well, we've lost 2 in a row. I ain't even going to practice. I ain't wasting my time. Each team probably has 3 or 4 or 5 of them each week that does that.
Yes, that's true.
And when you're winning, everyth's good. But then this day and time, you still have people when you're winning not show up to practice. Not all teams might not have that problem, but I feel like most do.
Well, I think small schools have the problem. One of the main reasons, and you guys know this as well as I do, you have to tolerate a lot more at a smaller school than what you would at a bigger school. You got 60, 70 kids. You can punish a kid, you can sit him out an entire game, you can kick him off the team. When you've got 18 kids and you've got 2, 3, 4 missing practice,
you're gonna fold it.
You're gonna fold it. I'm telling you what's going to happen. You're going to hear that. You can get a lot of heat from the community and from the school system.
The parent support's not there like it used to be either. Old school, they're going to support that kid. It's always coach's fault, or it's this, or they're not doing something right. Or,
yeah, he's treating me.
I just think it's a lot different.
We live in a victim society.
Yeah.
Everybody's a victim anymore. Woe is me. Coach yelled at me. Coach made me run. Coach made me do this or that. People take everything personally, and they consider everything a personal attack. And there's a difference with a coach coaching someone. And you've had players. There's players you get up in their face, you can chew them out. They'll respond. They'll play. Shannon Adams comes to my mind all the time. Let's have this conversation.
We just took it out on him.
Yeah, but he would respond in the right way, and it wasn't personal. He respected the coach. I respected. Jack comes and spit in your face. He didn't do it intentionally.
What?
He didn't do it intentionally, but he was because he was yelling.
He wouldn't do that.
And
Jack Compton never done that.
No, but it wasn't personal. And now, you see kids that, you go home and you tell your parents, and I think it goes back to what you said. A lot of it is, parents laying the law down to kids and telling them, this is how it's going to be.
Yeah. Just the mentality is different, man, all around. I don't know. I remember when I played, Coach Wayne Hall, man, he slapped me upside the helmet, tell me quit tippy-toeing up in there and run, just stuff that you couldn't do to kids these days. And I think we know the kids we can do that with, and we know the kids we can't do that with. And I think today's time, that's what you got to do. Some kids respond to it, some kids shut down to it, and you got to know, the mentality of the kids. So
for years, a lot of people talk about masculinity. They call it toxic masculinity. You got these boys that, they're too physical, they're too tough, or whatever. I think the problem is that they're not tough enough. And it's because the parents don't. And I'm not saying you got to jerk your kid up by the hair of the head. It's not what I'm saying. I think there's a virtue and a value that comes out of teaching toughness. It prepares your kids for the long run, helps them overcome adversity. My son hates basketball. He's playing, you know that.
He is. It was awesome.
But you know, I told you the other night. I said, you know, here's the deal. So I know you don't like it, but you're gonna get through it. You're gonna do this. You know, I don't care if you like it or not. You're gonna finish it. You don't want to play, don't ever start it again. But you start it, you're gonna finish it. And I think that's a lesson that a lot of parents need to probably instill in their kids too. You know.
And well, it's good. Like some parents say, all right, they're going to make their kids. It's not like they're forcing them, but they're making them. You're going to do one or the other. You're going to play basketball. You're going to play baseball. You're going to run cross country. They're getting them involved in it because they know it helps. Yeah. If you're in a sport or a team sport, it helps.
Well, you're sacrificing yourself, and I think a lot of kids just don't get that today. There's a lot of nothing wrong with individual sports. I love them, but I think that team thing makes you put the team in front of yourself. And when you sacrifice self for the better of the whole team, it teaches you value. You're going
more than you can learn in the classroom.
Absolutely. I mean, that's where teaching comes into play outside the classroom. And you end up with a family. I tell kids this all the time. One of these days, you're going to end up with a family, and it's not going to be about you. It's going to be about your wife and your kids. And what you learn now, if you can learn to put everything else in front of yourself, it'll come easier down the line. So yeah, it's one of those things. Commitment is
way down.
Way down, I think, all the way across the board. And I think parents can probably help.
Well, social media has a lot to do with that too.
Absolutely.
I mean, that brings a lot of people, a lot of negativity to everything too. Everything gets there at the push of a button. If something happens at a game, gosh, that coach is stupid.
Well, you look at somebody like Bobby Knight, and we're talking about bad football, but you think he'd survive today?
No.
No way. No way he did. That's sad too. And we're going to talk, we'll maybe address that question here in a minute about how times have changed, because we got a fellow coming on here in a minute that's going to be able to talk to us.
He knows a little bit
He's
about it.
He's been around, I think he coached New Rockney. Oh, excuse me, Canute. That's what Don Newberry called him. Don Newberry called him Canute Rockney. Shout out to old Coach Newberry. God bless his soul. All right, folks, that winds up our big talk for this evening. Up next, we have our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week. BELLACINO'S Player of the Week is brought to you each week by BELLACINO'S Pizza and Grinders. If you haven't stopped by BELLACINO'S down here in Grundy, stop by and check them out. They got 11 new big screen TVs. Come down and enjoy a pizza and
grinders. It sounds packed out there right now.
It is.
It's the loudest it's been since we've been here.
If y'all heard this little girl screamed earlier, nothing bad happened. She was having fun. But they got big screen TVs. They're open to 11 o'clock on Friday night after the
Best
games.
gumball machine in town.
Best gumball machine in town. Stop by and have some fun with friends. Yeah, that gumball machine's pretty good.
Yeah, but don't look like it's sinking.
BELLACINO'S like to wish all local teams good luck. All right, our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week this week is a young man from Grundy High School, Matt McCowan. And Matt, we're going to ask you to come on.
What's up, man? Congratulations. Appreciate you. All right, man. They was at the game, got to enjoy a Buchanan County game finally this season, and came to watch you guys play Tazewell. Tell us a little bit about what happened. I know they jumped out on you 22-6, and you guys got refocused and come back and got the win.
We just wasn't ready for the speed. We had to make a few adjustments on the defense. And when our defensive line started working together, that brought up the momentum for the offense. They started rolling.
Right.
We went into halftime 22-22.
And you kept them at 22 at the end of the game. That was good.
Well, I see that you know, I know you had 10 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 tackles for loss. And when y'all was down 22-6, y'all made a few adjustments. I know they kept trying that power read on you guys, running that quarterback and trying to get up in there. And kept noticing you in the backfield and making a lot of important tackles, a lot of 3rd down tackles, a lot of 4th down tackles that they kept trying to get up in there. And just talk about how you had to get refocused and do what you do, because you looked like you was a force in there on Friday.
I came into that game with the mindset, hey, I don't want this to be my last game at home. I want to have a home playoff game. And we went in there and we were pumped up, ready to go. I think we underestimated them a little. We just didn't play our game. And we had to go in there, we had to make some big adjustments. Biggest adjustment was putting Cullen Nash Cleek at nose guard. That was our biggest adjustment. If it wasn't for him, I don't know what we would have done right there.
Whatever y'all did, hats off to y'all and Coach Pfizer for adjusting, cause
Pfizer did a heck of a job right there.
y'all made some good adjustments and came back out, showed some grit, and got to win. Congratulations.
Was there a moment, I mean, you guys, man, you got down 22-6, right? And halftime the game's tied, you get all the momentum going into the half. But what happened before that to kind of, I mean, you're down 22-6. Was there something that happened in the game, or was a timeout called, or somebody say something, or did it just click with everybody, you guys, able to come back like that?
You had all the seniors and starters looking around at each other and getting each other pumped up on the field. We'd look at each other, we'd say, hey, get him motivated. We'd go up, we'd slap helmets and stuff and say, the game's not over yet. And we said, do you guys want to play this out, or do you want to go out here and make yourself look like a fool? And we pulled it together, and we were all out there just acting like a team. It all just clicked, and we were just a unit.
That's one of those things we talked a minute ago. That's one of those things you don't get if you don't play team sport.
Exactly.
You guys rallied around each other for a common cause, and you managed to come back. Congratulations on that, too. I'm glad to hear when players can do that. Coaches try to motivate kids, but when players can get together and motivate themselves.
Stuff like that is what makes coaching easy and fun and seem like you're doing what's right. What's it like? I got a question. What's it like blocking for a back like Gabe?
I mean, it's exciting knowing that you got one of the best backs in the region.
And you lead for him most of the plays.
Yeah.
So,
he's a heck of an athlete. Hats off to him. It takes a lot to get 2,000 plus rushing yards in 9 games. Not even the 10th game did he get it. He broke it before the season's even over. That's an accomplishment.
And should have 3 more games left.
Yeah. I think he can get at least the 2,500 rushing yards.
So you're part of that, man. You need that 2,000-yard rushing title too, because you're back there leading for it, right? So I spoke to you earlier. You was talking about wrestling and football. You're not ready for wrestling season right now. You're trying to keep this football thing going, and you want to. What do you guys got to do to advance a couple rounds in the playoffs?
I'm gonna be honest. All the seniors are wrestlers, and none of us want to lose out in football. We just want to keep it going. What we have to do to make it further in the playoffs, we need to come together and look at each other and be like, hey, this isn't the time to be silly or to go over here and not play your heart out. Like, we get times where we just want to take a play off, and that hurts us because it's big times when we do that.
So y'all not cutting weight yet, right?
No. Absolutely
Hey,
not.
on a different subject, speaking of talking about wrestling here, I want to give a big shout out to your old teammate, Jacob McNutt, at Cumberland, Tennessee. I think he beat a 2-time All-American in the
To get on the team.
in the wrestle-off at 157, and didn't only beat him. I mean, he beat him, manhandled him 9-2. So big shout out to Jacob McNutt on that. So
That was a heck of a football player out there too.
oh yeah, McNutt. McNutt was tough. He was a real tough football player, and that was a great accomplishment there. I actually watched the. I think somebody had it on Facebook, Cumberland live streaming, and he took it to the guy, man. I mean, he just come out there and took it.
Well, they say he's pretty
Two-time-
decent wrestler. That's what I heard.
I heard he won a couple.
I heard he's pretty decent.
Yeah, so big shout out to him. But anyway, you guys got any?
I'm good.
No, congratulations and good luck.
man. Keep this thing going and stick around with us here. We'll get you a picture in a second. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, we'll do our mentions one more time, then after that we're gonna take a break. This time we'd like to thank our sponsors one more time. If I can find my paper here, wherever it's at, I fished around for it, still can't find it. Here we go. Freedom Wireless in the Anchorage Shopping Center, BELLACINO'S Pizza and Grinders, Grundy Auto Sales, Hurley IGA, Hurley Pharmacy, Express Print Pack and Ship, Hurley Community Pharmacy, CarQuest Auto Parts, Wooden Horse Grill, Buchanan Pharmacy Associates, Plaza Economy Drug, Buchanan General Hospital, Buchanan Therapy Services. I'd like to thank all of them for sponsoring the show. This time we're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have head coach Doug Hubbard of the Honaker Tigers back right after these messages.
Look our boys.
reliable vehicles. And they are selling chances on that car. They haven't given it away
Well,
yet.
today, the 31st, yes.
Well,
So
you
it's
got
probably
it.
already
Probably gone.
Yeah, somebody's already won it.
But if you're looking for one of those things, round tires, some repair work, a dependable car, stop by and see Tim and Tammy Nichols. And they would also like to wish all the Ken County teams best of luck and hope that all the players have a safe season. It's Grundy Auto Sales, Coach's Corner. All right, Coach Tester, we're gonna let you start things off with Coach Hubbard here.
All right, guys, we got one of the biggest gurus with us here in Southwest Virginia.
Wasn't coach about a couple years.
What you got in, Coach? 30,
About
30, 34?
This is my 37.
37 years.
37 years.
So he's seen the change, the commitments and everything from,
Yeah.
gosh, I can't even add that up. When did you start? 19 and what?
I started when we had leather helmets. 1983 is my first year.
1983.
Started in 1982, but first year that.
So we know he's got all the answers.
All
He's
of
got
them.
all
All
of
answers.
them.
All
So,
answers. So this show's gonna last till 11 or 12 tonight. We're gonna pick his brain. Go ahead, Coach.
Coach, anyway, man, we appreciate you coming out and coming on with us, and you know, it's just a pleasure to get here and pick somebody's brain that's been into it for 34 years and 37 years. I'm sorry. Tell us a little bit about what it's like, you know, year after year after year. I know to keep yourself motivated just to do this for 37 years.
I sometimes wonder. A lot of it has to do with where you're at and the people you're with. And Brian coached with me at one point in time.
The 4 best years he probably.
The 4 best years of Brian's life.
Then he did. I bet he did.
They were pretty daggone good. I have to admit.
And the biggest thing with Brian was the first year he was with us was we were state runners up. We were just a rolling head Heath and some of those kids was. And the next year we graduated all them and go to rural retreat and we just get spanked. And Brian and a couple of them young coaches looked at me and go, "Oh, we didn't know it was going to get like this." I said, "Well, I'm telling you, it's not good all the time." So, but we didn't know it was going to get this bad this fast. I said, "That's part of it if you hang around." A lot of it has to do with where you're at and having a passion for what you do. But I have a great staff. I have some wonderful guys with me that not only are the assistant football coaches, they're some of my best friends. And
They've been with you for a while too, haven't
yes, for a long time. Some of them have been with me for 30 years or better, or played for me, and that's one part of it. The community has been pretty good to us, and through most of it, had good administration, and then we've had some success and stuff like that. So it's been a lot of things, and you have to keep things in perspective in single way football. So if you do that and you treat people right as you go through, it keeps you pretty motivated. But now sometimes it does wear. I'm not going to the weight room and stuff like that does wear sometimes. But it's been an enjoyable time.
Well, one thing I admire, you know, you've been in 37 years. You're not one of these coaches that jumps in and jumps out. You know, when they think you're going to be good, or you know, you're in it for the long haul, and you're there regardless. And to me, you're the same old Doug, no matter what. If you're winning or if you're losing, and that's one thing I admire about you. And I know this year you're sitting right at 5-4 right now. You're looking to make another run in the playoffs. And what do you got to do to be better in the playoffs and to compete for a regional title?
Well,
this year.
People don't understand how hard it is to get to that elite game.
Right.
And they don't understand, a lot of times they don't understand the grind to get there. And sometimes it takes a toll on you, and sometimes, you know, you got to have some luck. We got to improve. One is we've not been a really, what I would call a good tackling football team. And we're working on it, and hopefully we're making strides. We've got to get better there. And a little bit more consistent play out of our linebackers. Got to get some people healthy at this time of the year that everyone's having problems with. And I think next is to be consistent, not hurt ourselves, and then take advantage of opportunities when you get in the game. If you go back and look at a couple of games that we lost, you know, we just didn't take advantage of opportunities that we had, and in a couple games that we lost, we just mentally didn't show up and play. And to me, I think that's one of the hardest things is getting them ready to play now, opposed to what it used to be.
Well, preparation, I'll say this, you know, which I'm not a guru or nothing like that, but I've coached I've coached at 5 different high schools, and God, I don't know how many coaches I've been worked with, and enjoyed my time with every one of them. But I've told this everywhere I've been, everywhere I've talked to. Nobody's going to be as prepared coming in Friday night as one of your football teams. I mean, the grind and what we did on Sundays in preparation for our opponents was second to none anything that I've been a part of since while I was coaching football. And I think that attests to a lot of your success, you know, is that willing to put in that extra time and stuff. And speak a little bit about the process you guys go through. Let everybody know a little bit about it.
Well, I might not get too many assistant coaches hired after that. I'm a real stickler for preparation and fundamentals. I learned a long time ago, and as a young coach, we would lose on Friday night, come out there on Monday and kill them. Then we'd win and I'd ease up. Then we'd lose and I'd all over again. And the only thing I taught them during that period of time was what we were doing part of the time wasn't good enough. You know, we wasn't preparing them well enough, and what we was doing wasn't good enough that week to win, and then next week come back and do. So, you know, we come up with a thing several years ago that we would meet every Sunday morning, and we meet every Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. I feed them breakfast. And
does that place still bring y'all breakfast?
No, that place is closed.
Oh, I was gonna say.
David's Deli downtown. But we had a great week. He gave it to us free. So it was great. We got some coaches that live in Lebanon. They stop and they bring it over. And of course, I pay for it out of football. But we meet every Sunday morning, and we go for about 4 or 5 hours. And some of my coaches will leave and go on to church and do whatever they need to do. And the defensive coordinator will spend another couple hours sometime on Sunday and get everything prepared. And we've done this consistently for 25 years, I guess, or better. And we prepare the same every week regardless of who we play. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we're playing a team that's 0-10 or 0-9 or going into a Ridgeview this week. Our preparation was the same as it was for Northwood last week. And what I've taught them during that time is that what we do is good enough to be successful. And we've been, over the course of time, we've been very successful doing that, thanks to good athletes. But at the same time, I've taught my coaches the importance of being prepared. Right. And the nucleus of the coaches that have the major impact on our program are there every Sunday morning. And they're working and doing things, and we come in on Monday, and we got a practice scheduled Monday for the entire week, even down to the time we're leaving on pregame on Friday. To the clothes that we're wearing. It's all there for Monday, and we try to stay pretty strict to it. It doesn't mean that some days we don't deviate a little bit if we think we need to put emphasis on something else during that time. But you know, our kids know, and they've got a copy of it now. We put it on Classroom, and they can just go on their computers or iPhone and do it. Huddle's made a big difference because they can watch film at all times if they want to. And a lot of times it's during English classes. They don't have a lot of fun with English teachers, but it has been known to happen. But having them prepared and having them know what the plan is ahead of time. Our condition is the same every week, and that's made a big difference, I think, in just getting our kids prepared. The best way to get intelligent kids prepared or fired up or excited is through preparation. I learned that too with some kids that were pretty smart ball players, and you can't rah-rah them anymore because you don't have enough to offer. Right. So it's been a good system for us for the playoffs. And we're playing on Saturday. It's 6 days a week or 7 days a week opposed to 6. So might not get a lot of people apply for jobs, but we have a good time. The coaching staff we have a lot of fun with each other, and we enjoy spending time with each other. And so it's been a good situation. Maybe it wouldn't work everywhere else, but I think it's worked pretty good for us.
That's something that's interesting. That I think these two coaches here don't want to talk about. Coach Tester's he's been blessed when he was coaching with a really good support system and everything. Today, people don't want to give anybody time to do anything. I mean, if you don't win instantly, you're out 2 or 3, 4 years, and the proof's in the pudding. The community has been with you. You've been with the community over there for 37 years. That's unheard of this day and time, and probably, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if it'll ever happen again anywhere in the state of Virginia. That anybody would go with the highs and the lows like that. And that says a lot about that community. And one word, if I could sum that entire community up over there, is family. They really are a tight-knit community.
Well, I was to touch base on, I guess, a little bit of what we was doing was the guy that owns Russell Oil. I was trying to stop this morning, and I still have to haul my garbage off. So I was hauling my garbage off. I was throwing it out, and the guy that owns Russell Oil, Stevens, he come up. He was throwing his out, and he come up and spoke to me, and he asked me about what my plans were and things was doing the season and all that, and he said, I just appreciate what you've done, and he didn't talk about wins and losses. It's just I appreciate what you've done, and to me that means more than about anything. That's better than if the community is proud of, with the community becomes not proud of what we're doing and the product we're putting on the field, and the way we're doing things. And then it's time for Doug to go. But if we're putting, and it doesn't mean wins and losses always. It means it just simply means that you're trying to do things right, and you listen to a lot of people. And it may have been whenever you was there with us. I don't pay much attention to music and stuff like that. I'm not a big music person. I really can't tell you who sings what, but I can tell you if it's of a bad taste or whatever. And we're sitting there having a conversation with some of the people, and they said, well, we got talking about, and I didn't listen to them about X's and O's and players and stuff like that, but I did listen to them the perspective of how they view the football program. And they said, well, me and my mother walked by the field house, and the music coming out of there had some pretty rough language. And that was something I wasn't addressing or paying attention to. And they brought something that simple to my mind. And then, and then I started paying more attention to it and addressing it to make it more appropriate. And because, how people perceive what you do or have their perception of what you're doing has a great deal effect on how much they will financially or even verbally support you. And that's the one thing we've tried to make it a culture to where it's fun and exciting and entertaining.
We've got a young man here with us this evening that we're going to drag on the screen here, a fellow by the name of Chandler Hubbard. If you don't mind, come on over and sit with us.
I think he plays for Honaker.
He's on the team. He's acquainted with Coach Hubbard here.
He's related somehow to him.
I remember when he was an infant child. So he's a grown, fine looking young man now.
Well, I got a question there or just a comment on me watching him and coaching against him. The big thing that I've seen in your years, I haven't seen all of them, but most of them, you've done it your way and you've ran the football every year. I know you've had Heath that can throw the football, but when it comes down to it, your linemen and your backs, you run the football no matter what you have, and you do it successfully. Well,
if you don't run the football, it's hard to do much of anything. You have to really, in high school football, if you're at a big school with a lot of numbers, you can do a lot of things differently, like you guys mentioned before. We can go to the spread and we can go to all this other stuff, and we work on it. And I've won.
All that pretty stuff.
I won 9 games. I was spread, went 9-1, and missed the playoffs because I lost the game to Hayside. It only took 4, and because our best quarterback was also our best tailback, but I had a really good fullback, and so that we do. But we like to be multiple formations to give you a lot to look at and prepare for. But we're basically still a downhill run football team.
When you get,
and we are.
When that clock's ticking and it's money time, you in that power eye.
We're that hour. But you know, we can do all this other stuff that looks real cute.
That's right.
And we'll be going, and all of a sudden, you know, I walk in the huddle, or Brian won, and we'll call a power, and they go, thank God. And the players go, thank God. Back to something we like to do. And you know, that's the mentality of our kids, and we that's just been, I guess, a trademark of our football team over the years is we're going to come downhill at you with that eye, and if you can stop that, then we'll try something else if you can stop that. But and you know, some people have been successful stopping it, and if you can stop that, then we'll see if you can stop 8 guys up front besides 7.
Yeah.
And
You're gonna run the football.
so we're going to find a way to run the football, and then throw off of it.
Yeah, but that's a big thing that I've seen over the years. You do a real good job at that, and like you said, when coaches see you, they like seeing you throw the ball sometimes. They don't like when you line up in that power eye.
Or that 8-man front.
Yeah.
Spread everybody out with it.
We'll ask Chandler a question here. If you've been around football your whole life, you drug around the field probably, and from the time you was a little kid and everything, can you imagine playing football for anybody besides your dad?
That'd be weird. I don't know. I guess I had like different little league coaches, but it ain't the same. It's just
Does it get on you harder than it gets on everybody else?
sometimes.
I bet he might do it when he gets around the house and closed doors. He said, "Wow," jumping you. I can see it.
He don't do much around the house. Sometimes at the field though, he'll expect me to know everything.
I'll give Coach credit. He knows how to delegate. He knows how to delegate. I tell you
I'm
what,
good at that.
He's good. I learned a couple things over there. I think the last 2 years I had about 10 or 11 helping me football. I didn't have 17, 18 players. That's why you got so many coaches. I said I learned a couple things from that bunch over there. Delegate.
Well, I know my last couple of years of coaching, we always had to know where you was lined up at and have one of our best defenders on you, and that's just, you know, a compliment. You know, you just seem like you're a student of the game. You know, you're a good athlete, but you also know football, and I can tell that probably comes from right here. So, but you always do a good job.
I'll tell you what we're going to ask, Coach. You guys, you don't care, you care to sit with us the rest of the next 10, 15 minutes.
No, I
The
don't
show's
care.
over. We'll let you chime in on some things and talk about it. So we sure do appreciate you coming. I'd like to do a whole show sitting here talking to you, pick your brain, to be honest with you. It'd be a lot of fun. All right, folks, it's that time each week that everybody looks forward to. It's Stump the Crig, brought to you by CarQuest Auto Parts. CarQuest Auto Parts located in Hurley, Virginia. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. Open Saturday, 9 to 12. CarQuest Auto Parts for all your auto part needs. Hurley, Virginia. All right, Coach Krieger, are you ready?
You know it.
You know it, Coach Krieger is ready. All right, folks. Each week at this time, we try to reach deep into the mind of Coach Krieger and extrapolate some of the wisdom that he has by asking him a couple of questions that the average man cannot answer. I have in my hand an envelope that has been hermetically sealed and placed in the bank vault for the last week, and it was under armed guard for the last 24 hours. He has not seen this. It was delivered by an armored truck just a few minutes ago, and here in just a second I'm going to read these questions. He has not seen them, nor has he heard them. All right, here we go. Coach Krieger, are you ready?
I am.
All right, first question of the evening. If you tear your leg off and then proceed to hit someone with it, are you hitting them or are you kicking them?
You are hitting them. That's easy. Because if you're taking something and you're hitting somebody with it, you like a baseball bat. If you hit a ball coming at you, you're hitting.
But this is a leg.
Don't matter. You're still hitting. Yeah, final answer. Easy one.
Easy one. See, these questions would stump the average person.
Yeah,
See
easy.
how quick you just jumped to the
Easy.
answer on that one? Can't get it. We've tried it for 10, 11 weeks now.
Easy.
All right, we got one more question here, and I think this one may cause you some trouble. Why are babies in the womb for 9 months, but yet not considered 9 months old when they're born?
That one's easy too. They should be 9 months old when they come out. Because as soon as their hearts start beating, they're born. Am I not right?
Look at that, boys.
Am I not
All
right?
right, we're getting into politics now.
Well, if the heart's beating and you have an abortion, that's murder, right?
Oh, boy, here we go.
Watch.
I will go along with that, yes.
Okay, so if the heart starts beating, you're a day old.
But why is it?
Well,
then
no,
if
you're
it's-
not day old yet, you're a second old.
But why do we not count that then? If you're 9, why don't we say, oh look, here's my 9-month-old son?
Some Democrat was in there that didn't count it.
All right. Good possibility, I guess. All right, so that's their final answer.
Yeah.
It should
You
be.
should be 9 months old when you come out.
You should be 9 months old when you come out instead of 0.
Because if you're 0, you shouldn't even look like you do.
That does make sense, don't it? We've been doing this wrong the whole
That's right.
time, and you're the only one got it right. So everybody that's listening to this show, watched it, had 9 months to how old you are right now.
That's how old you are.
All right.
Lord, I'm 41.
All right. Well, with that, folks, we're filled once again. Stump
So
the
when
Crib.
would your birthday be? When your heart started beating?
Yeah. When your heart started beating.
So my birthday, I didn't get nothing for my birthday.
That's a pretty good one. All right, so we failed to Stump the Crig once again, and that's just how it goes here sometimes. All right, we'd like to thank CarQuest Auto Parts once again for that. All right, this time we're going to jump over to the Dotson's IGA Top 5. We're going to cover the Top 5 in 1A and the Top 5 in 2A, brought to you by Dotson's IGA. Stop by and check out Dotson's IGA Express in Hurley Square, located in Hurley, Virginia. They take special orders, prepare things for your taste. They have the best steaks in town. They sell a wide variety of trays. You want a fruit tray, sandwich tray, meat tray, cheese tray, any of that kind of stuff. Got a party or celebration going on, they'll take care of it for you. And very good prices too. Stop by and check them out. You'll be glad you did. It's Dotson's IGA Express, hometown proud, Dotson's IGA.
You know what? There's something about that IGA place over at Hurley, and I figured out what it is.
What is it?
You can't beat their meat.
Dotson's IGA Express. All right, top 5. We're going to start out with, let's go 1A this week.
Top 5 and 1A, we still got the Golden Wave hanging on at number 5 after their comeback against Tazewell. Got Grundy at number 5. We got John I. Burton at number 4. We got Patrick Henry and Mark Palmer's Rebels at number 3. And we still got Dixon's Maroon Tide of Galax at number 2 and Chilhowie at number 1.
PH with a loss, but they did not move because it was an impressive loss. Recap it one more time.
Got number 5, Grundy, number 4, J.I. Burton, number 3, PH, Patrick Henry, number 2, Galax, number 1, Chilhowie.
All right, that's our 1A top 5. Now let's take a look at our Dotson's IGA top 5, 2A.
2A, we still got Tommy Krieger's Richlands Blue Tornadoes hanging on to number
Boy,
5.
they gotta be there, boys. You gotta be.
Did you get to that cream up there?
Gotta be there, boys.
Big blue wind machines.
Number 4, we got Coach McPherson and Grayson County still hanging in at number 4. Number 3, we got the Union Bears who had come off a loss to Abden,
The
which,
Bears.
3A loss. I don't think they dropped any. So number 2, we still got the Wolfpack of Ridgeview, and number 1 is the G-Men.
G-Men.
Grand. Tony Palmer still rolling.
Well, I'm on that cola.
I tell you, I think if Union doesn't have a good game this week, I can see Grayson sliding in front of them on that.
Facts.
Yep. All right, recap that 2A one more time.
Number 5, Richlands. Number 4, Grayson County. Number 3, Union. Number 2, Ridgeview. And number 1, Graham.
All right, that's our top 5, brought to you by Dotson's IGA. All right, now it's time for this week's games. This week's game is brought to you by Buchanan General Hospital, celebrating 40 years of service. The citizens of Buchanan County, they strive to provide comprehensive health care services to everyone with a caring, competent staff dedicated to meeting the community's needs for safe and efficient quality health care. Buchanan General Hospital will provide you the quality care at a very reasonable cost. Give them a call, 276-935-1000. Tell them we sent you there. Hopefully you're not sick when you go. All right, let's take a look at this week's game. Coach Perry, you ready to roll?
I am.
What we got?
Well, actually, I ain't.
Actually, he's not ready. Let's see.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, we've got a few minutes here. We can crank these things out pretty rapid.
All right. Well, I kind of lost it. Where'd it go? Week 11, ain't it, boys?
Technology.
Yeah, all right. We got Lehigh at Abingdon, guys. Ain't much to talk about this. Lehigh loses again. Abingdon wins again.
Abingdon.
Abingdon.
Coach
All right.
Hubbard?
I was Abingdon all the way.
All right, guys, we got Union at John Battle, and
No brainer.
Battle round out 5-5 with a loss. I'll take Union.
The Bears.
The Bears.
I'm going with Union.
Coach Hubbard?
That's no question. Union. They're not gonna lose 2 in a row.
Boys, Grundy at Y Central. I'm gonna let Tester pick first on this one.
Look at that big central hat he's got on there.
I ain't got
I
it all
wonder
day.
who he's gonna pick.
Guys, I've been impressed with Central the last 2 weeks, and I've been impressed with the team.
But
I've been impressed with the young kids they're putting on the field. They're starting 6 to 7 freshmen on both sides of the ball.
But
They're learning how to play.
But
They've come off with 2 big wins. They're battle tested. There's nobody played a tougher schedule. They played a lot tougher schedule. But I am going with the Central Warriors to pull the upset over the Golden Wave and get in the playoffs at an 8 seed.
8 seed. All right, Krieger, your pick.
Boys, I like Big Luke. He's a big buddy of mine,
Big Luke won't pull it off.
But
and he's running that wing T.
there you go, man.
And if he can control that ball,
And stop
he
the
can
toss.
slow down the toss right and toss left. I think he can get them.
So you going with Central?
I'm going with Y Central.
Oh, Y Central. All right.
With the upset at home.
All right. Upset at home, Y Central. Well, I'm gonna pick Grundy. I'm gonna take Grundy. Remind everybody to stop by Freedom Wireless, that's in Shopping Center, and
That's a shameless
pick up a
plug.
phone case out there, and once again, remember who picked the Golden Wave. No, I think Grundy will edge him out. I think Grundy, they got a little taste a couple weeks ago what it was like, and listening to Callum talk here, I think that they'll be a little bit more focused. But I do think that wing team's gonna win the equalizer. But I'm gonna give them the edge because they just won a few more games, and Wise is a little bit more inexperienced.
Well, I think Pfizer is going to run a little bit. I think he'll have another big game, but I think Wise's offense will keep him off the field a little bit and come
Try to
through and
minimize that.
minimize his yardage. Keep him
All
up.
three of those are wing tees. We know what they can do. Coach, what do you think?
I watched on film, and you know they're young and they're making and they're growing, but I just think Grundy's got too much speed and too much experience, and I think they would have went out at the end of the game, and I think maybe a little closer than some people think, but I just think Grundy would win the game. I think they just got too much speed.
All right, we'll get there.
All right.
The cameraman's got to go.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, who you got?
2-2.
Pistol.
I think I'm gonna go with Wise on this.
Oh.
I remember
Oh.
Pistol's
Pistol, he picked it the other day and
All right, boys, that's
come
dangerous.
through.
Pistol's like that little dog. They put them 2 bowls out there, and that dog eats out.
He's like Mike in the paper. If he picks you, you
Yeah,
go up.
if he eats out that bowl, that's the one that wins. Well, Pistol so far is 100%. top rated.
Oh, Lord. All right, next game, guys. Ridgeview at Honaker Tigers. And we got the man with us today.
I wonder who.
Boys, we've been drinking Ridgeview Kool-Aid all year. No, we're still.
That's what happened after Abner.
After.
Oh, great.
Great, excuse me.
I ain't howling yet.
Not yet.
Well, pick. Don't be scared.
No, I mean, boys, we got to stick with Ridgeview. I mean, I know Coach Hubbard's here, and that he knows how tough it's going to be. He's got it at home, but I know one thing: he's going to run the football. Coach Hubbard will run the football Friday, and you know he can work that clock too. But I feel like this is Ridgeview's year, and
Me go next.
No, it don't matter.
Oh, I thought that's what you asked. Yeah, I'll go next. I'm gonna take Honaker. I got to, boys. I've been drinking that Ridgeview
Lord gosh,
Kool-Aid.
they said you laid beside of at work up there at Honaker all that time.
Listen,
Said they wasn't a job that more wouldn't lay beside.
I'm not afraid of work. I lay right
Jelly
beside
say
it.
it. It's what Jelly would always
He won't
tell
talk,
me.
But I'm gonna pick Honaker because I can't. Well, just like you and Mance and that cream there, I'm kind of like that with Doug over here. So I'm gonna go with the Honaker Tigers on this.
All right. Well, I know Rick Mullins is not taking any game lightly. I know he's game planning, and I know with Coach Hubbard and the respect he's got around the region, that nobody's gonna take him lightly, and they're gonna be well prepared. And I think Honaker's gonna be well prepared, but I think Ridgew's got too much for Honaker, and I'm gonna go for Ridgeview on this one.
All right. We're not gonna make Coach or Chandler big here. We don't want to lock them.
All right, guys, next
Go
game.
Tigers, one thing I know.
Go Tigers.
That's right. Guys, next game, Graham at Marion. Another big night for Graham boys. Rolling. G-Man. Bandwagon. Gosh, boys.
This could be.
Tazewell at Lebanon.
I'm going to pick.
I'm not going to.
You're not gonna pick that? I'm gonna pick the Pioneers. I'm picking the Pioneers.
You know what? Boys, Tazewell's defense showed up for a half up there at Grundy.
That may be enough.
But it's not going to be enough. Pioneers win.
Pioneers.
No, the Bulldogs will handle this one easily. Too much speed.
Tough schedule too.
Yeah, tough schedule. They're gonna get their third win.
Well, they don't get healthy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Richlands at Virginia High.
I'm taking Big Blue Wind Machine.
Richlands going.
Yeah. Well, y'all don't want to know who I'm picking?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wonder who you'd pick.
Picking the big R, boys. Get them, Ronnie. All right, guys.
Next week we start doing these picks. Every time Richlands comes on, we're gonna start playing some Marvin Gaye. We're gonna dim the lights.
Thomas Walker at John I. Burton, guys. Jimbo, I think, gets the win. I mean, nothing again. I mean, Nick and them's playing good ball right now, and he's doing a good job. But John I. Burton comes out with the win there.
I think you find out how decent or how good Thomas Walker is based on how well they perform against Burton. I'm going to go with Burton on this.
I'm going with Burton.
Coach?
Yeah, Burton.
I watched Thomas Walker on film. Of course, we played Burton. I just think Burton's got too much talent. They're huge across the defensive front. They've got some good athletes. They've got a really good quarterback. So I really can't see Thomas Walker beating Burton. But you are right. You might get a chance to see how good Thomas Walker really is.
That's right. That's right. And like you said, J.I. Burton's quarterback's one of the best around. He's got thrown for, 1,500 yards already or something like that. East side at Castlewood. Guys, I'm going with Darrell Taylor. I'm going with Castlewood at home.
Well, you know what?
Because East side's been coming.
And you know what they say about East side?
I'm going East side big, boys.
I'm going with East side on this one, too.
I'm going with Darrell Taylor, boys.
East side.
Castlewood.
They're a number 8 seed. They got to win this one to get in. They're going to get in and go to Ohio.
That's why I think Castlewood. That's right. That's why I think Castlewood's going to have that change.
We scrimmage East and stuff like that. If Castlewood will stay with their power game and the run game and not get too crazy and too creative and keep it simple, I think Castlewood's got a great chance of winning this thing. They do have to control East and the spread and all that stuff, but I like Darrell. He works hard, so I'll go with Castlewood.
I like Darrell too, but anybody that throws the football against Castlewood, if you run the football against them, they got to change. But East side can throw the football and won't East side.
All right, Chilhowie at Holston. Chilhowie. That won't be.
Did you really mean that?
I didn't mean that. Boys, Twin Springs at Rye Cove to end the season, boys. Somebody could end it on a big one.
I'm going to take the Cove.
I'm taking Rye Cove, guys. Them two backs I watched the other day, they run ball pretty hard.
The Cove.
North, who you got, Coach?
It's got to be the Cove. I watched Twin Springs and I really struggled.
All right, Northwood at Patrick Henry. Guys, Northwood struggling. Coach resigned. Patrick Henry big.
9-1.
George Wythe at Royal Retreat. Jimmy Hughes. Jamie.
Not picking you, Jamie.
No.
Jimmy.
No. George Wythe wins that game.
G-Dub.
All right. Game of the week, guys. Twin Valley at Hurley.
All right, before we get there, I want you to imagine a man.
On that roof.
A man falling helplessly through the sky. Now imagine that same man lands on the roof of your house. That man, you know what he's got in common with you? He's a lot like your cell phone bill. He is through the roof. If you want your cell phone bill reduced, stop by and see the folks at Freedom Wireless. They've got we just added more data to all of our plans. Our $30 plans got more data, our 40's got more data. We've even got plans for grandma and grandpa. $12 plans a month, $15. We got a $75 plan all year long. We've got all kinds of stuff like this we've added back to it. Stop by and check us out. It's holidays. We even got layaway on those cell phones. All right. Games of the week, Hurley and Twin Valley, which will be played Thursday night.
Tomorrow night, or yesterday, it played yesterday at Hurley.
Yeah. This time thing messes us up.
Lord.
Thursday night.
Guys, Twin Valley putting up a lot of points, but also giving up a lot. But you know what? Old roommate, he's been grinding it out. So I'm going to go with Twin Valley Panthers over the Hurley Rebels.
That's what friends are for.
Scared, buddy.
I'm gonna.
Once Twin Valley put up too many points.
It's gonna be tough going into the Clift and getting that win. But I'm gonna hang this one on the boys in purple here and put the pressure on them. I'm gonna pick Twin Valley.
Y'all serious?
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
We already know what it is. It's Friday. They played yesterday.
Hey, they gotta come to the Cliff now.
Clift.
With a T.
Yeah, with the T.
With
Beefy will
Smiley
be
River
there.
Field at
Would
the
somebody
Cliff.
go put a T up there when Beefy gets there?
Yeah. Please take care of it. Who you got there, Coach? As if we have to ask.
The Rebels will take
The
care of
Rebels.
business at the Cliff.
Well, Coach Hubbard, you've seen both teams, so we want some insight here. What do you think?
He's playing
Well,
both.
If Twin Valley's quarterback is healthy playing, that makes them a much better football team. His ability to throw. Hurley struggled the pass, playing the pass against us. I think Chan had 3 touchdown receptions in that game. And Hurley struggled with the run against us. They played well, I thought, the week before against Grundy. Could have been the weather. I don't know what happened to them, but they didn't play, I thought, as consistent as I'd seen them play prior to us. Nor did Twin Valley, but they had the quarterback out. So it depends. If his field is muddy, sloppy.
It's muddy, I can confirm, man.
Well, I pretty much can too. My uniform still got mud in them, and we're still washing sand out of the helmet.
That mud don't scare you though.
That mud don't really bother us. I spent 30 years playing the mud down at Honaker.
We sure did.
That's a fact. When we play.
So, I think turnovers is going to be the big key into this game, and I think I'm going to have to go with Greg and say Hurley.
All right.
All right, pistol.
Right.
Pistol.
You know where I'm at.
Where are you at?
We gotta hear it.
We gotta hear it.
The big R.
The big R. Oh, Rebels, my bad.
Okay, I'm
Shoot.
sorry. Rich
I thought
fans
you were
ain't
part of
playing
Rich
on
Land.
the Atlantis game. All right, folks, Pistol broke the tie. He is 100%. If he gets both these right tonight, he'd still be 100%. All right, the next and last game of the week. We're counting down the last few minutes of the show.
All right, Grayson at Galax, and I'm going with Galax just because of the up front lineman, and Dixon has them ready to play. Nothing against Grayson. I know they're playing good ball right now, but boys, Galax.
I think it's going to be a slobber knocker.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, but I'm going with Dixon.
This is gonna be a good one, and Grayson always plays them tough, and every other year upsets them. I believe it's this time. I believe Grayson and McPherson upsets the Maroon Tide.
Coach Hope.
You look at Galax's schedule, you compare it to, I'm going with Galax.
Yeah.
Galax. All right.
I agree with you, but I'm.
Who you going with?
You'll be the different one, ain't you?
Galax.
Louder.
Galax.
There you go.
Galax. All right, folks. Well, that's all the time we have for the show this season. We'd like to thank Coach Hubbard from Honaker for coming by and visiting with us. We appreciate him stopping by.
Guys, if you're listening out there today, we could take some sponsorship out there. We want to do a couple playoff games and travel. If y'all could send us a few dollars. I said not much. I mean, just a couple hundred.
Hey, we need to give a shout out too to the three county Little League teams that brought back the championship trophy. To
Oh,
the county.
yeah.
From the Richlands.
From the
Richlands
Richlands League
League.
was the Hurley Smurfs, the Grundy Pee Wee, and the Grundy Midgets.
Midgets.
They
All three county.
brought it home to the county. Congratulations,
Congratulations, those guys. Future looks good. All right, that's all the time we have for tonight's show. Appreciate you listening. Until next time,
guys. Coach Test.
I'm Coach Moore.
I'm Coach Greg.
and practice is officially over.
Takes the snap, short drop.